Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I'm Mr. Twister WX. I hope you're all having an amazing day. It is Friday, March 14th, and today we are live covering our moderate risk of severe weather. This is the first moderate risk of 2025. This is expected to be a pretty big severe weather day. So right now our moderate risk stretches all the way from south of Jackson, Mississippi, all the way to just east of Omaha, Nebraska. Currently taking a look at our severe alerts, we have 0 tornado warnings in effect. This overlay, is not accurate right now. We currently have 16 severe thunderstorm warnings, 0 tornado warnings, and 0 PDS tornado warnings. Right now, we have severe thunderstorm warnings for Des Moines, Iowa. This is for 1-inch quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. We have severe thunderstorm warnings stretching. These stretch all the way from the Des Moines, Iowa area all the way to south of Springfield, Missouri. In the Springfield-Joplin area, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, so this is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning, also with 1-inch quarter-size hail. Hello Peachy, thank you for joining the stream and hope you are doing well. Taking a look at tomorrow's risk, which is expected to be even more severe. Our first high risk of 2025 and our first one in almost a year, since May 6th, 2025. Just gonna put on slow mode for 5 seconds now. Sounds good. Also, if you wouldn't mind, could you please turn on subscribers only mode for subscribers of 2 minutes, if it lets you do that, because that would be very helpful. I just don't want to have any trolls to deal with or anything, because if somebody's gonna troll, might as well get them to subscribe. Yeah. Okay, so a new severe thunderstorm warning just issued. This one has a pretty nasty hail core. This is near Rockwell City, Iowa. So this is for, I'm surprised they didn't put this to 1.25 inch hail, but this is 1-inch quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So if we take a look at the rotation with some of these storms, which I'd like to view, on the right we have our velocity, not much with that one. Also severe thunderstorm warnings for the northern Omaha, Nebraska area. Let's take a look at velocity with that. Not much either. Some near valley, near the radar, but nothing concerning. It's just very loose. There is also a tornado watch in, that's tomorrow's outlook. We're going to turn off the outlooks, but that is tomorrow's high risk. Going to be an extremely dangerous situation. So this tornado watch shaded in yellow is in effect for portions of Louisiana and Mississippi. We have another one stretching through central Arkansas all the way up to the Missouri and Iowa border. And then a severe thunderstorm watch for areas like Omaha, Nebraska, in the Kansas City metro, along with Des Moines, Iowa. But right now, we are going to focus on this entire line of thunderstorms currently in our slight and enhanced risk zones, stretching all the way from Des Moines, Iowa to Rogers, Arkansas. This will eventually move into our moderate risk. If I pull up the day one outlook, these are currently actually moving into our moderate risk, some of them still in the enhanced and slight, especially down in southern Missouri. If you are new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It does help spread the message of this severe weather to more people. That is not good. That is a lot of hail near Ames, Iowa right now. Let's check if, okay, we have now 18 severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm going to go ahead and update the overlay. I will do that as much as I can. We currently have 0 PDS tornado warnings, 0 tornado warnings, and then 18 severe warnings. You can now see that on your screen. So not much rotation with this, if any at all, near Ames, Iowa, but definitely a nasty hail core. New special weather statement near Grand Island, Nebraska, along Interstate 80 towards Central City and York. Looks like this is just for some heavy rain and wind gusts of up to 50 and 55 miles per hour in the area for the next 35 minutes. That is until, I believe that would be 6:15. But I want to focus on our severe thunderstorms, particularly the ones moving through central Missouri, because those ones have a extremely dangerous wind threat and have a small, but there is a possible chance that they could produce a tornado within the next hour, but that chance will skyrocket as we move into the evening and overnight. Not sure how long we will be able to be live today, hopefully at least an hour, but any coverage will obviously be helpful. So, yeah. New severe thunderstorm warning east of Maryville, Missouri. This one is considerable for 0.75 inch hail, so less than quarter size. The main threat with that is that 70 mile per hour wind threat. Let me try to find a good radar for this. Okay, there isn't really one between the Des Moines one, the Omaha one, and the Kansas City one, but it looks like the best one would be the one in Des Moines. So if we check what rotation we could see with this, on the right you can see our velocity. Not much at all, and if there is any, the radar will not be able to pick it up correctly from that far away. Also a new severe thunderstorm warning along the Missouri River near Onawa, Missouri. That's Iowa, sorry, and then Decatur, Nebraska. That area is in our severe thunderstorm watch. This severe thunderstorm warning is for 1 inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds in effect for the next 48 minutes. So that's until 6:30 p.m. Central. Two new severe thunderstorm warnings. This is just happening all over. This is for the Springfield, Missouri area. Considerable for $half size, 1.25 inch hail, 70 mile per hour winds, and considerable damage wind threat for 70 miles per hour. That is in effect for another hour and 3 minutes. So that's until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Both of these. So I think we should focus on this because that is dangerous thunderstorms moving through a very populated area. I want to take a look at the rotation with this line, if there is any. Thankfully, we do have pretty good radar coverage in this area, actually really good, because of how close we are to the Springfield radar. There's nothing I can immediately notice. These storms are not producing the most lightning. There are a couple strikes here and there, but be sure that you are seeking shelter away from windows. That hail, the $half size hail on top of the 70 mile per hour winds can destroy windows, so be sure that you're avoiding roadways at all costs, and getting away from the windows for that hail. That will shatter windows and windshields. So kind of treat this like a weak tornado. Try to seek shelter inside because those winds are of EF0 force. So we are now up to 21 severe thunderstorm warnings. We're going to get that overlay updated. There you go, 21 severe thunderstorm warnings. I'll keep that overlay updated as much as possible. I do want to pull up our risks, and we will take a look at those, so I'm going to do that on the Storm Prediction Center website. So I'm going to set that to our Be Right Back scene for just a second, so I will be right back with y'all in just a moment. Actually, I think we'll just take a look at it on Radar Omega, because I don't have the proper overlay right now. So, Our day 1 outlook is a moderate level 4 out of 5 risk of severe weather. The first one of the year. Tomorrow's risk is a high risk, so that is extremely dangerous. Our target area for tomorrow will be from Jackson, Mississippi, all the way towards Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So if you are just tuning in, we are covering severe weather. Today and tomorrow are going to be the biggest severe weather days of 2025 so far. I can say tomorrow will be the biggest. Today will be the second biggest. As of what we've had, it probably won't be the biggest for the year. We are now down to 16 severe thunderstorm warnings. A lot of them just expired at the 5:45 Central. But there we go. I want to focus back in. Oh, and the day 3 outlook is a slight risk stretching all the way from the Gainesville, Florida area all the way through Washington, D.C. Hello, Airborne Animations. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing well. And new severe thunderstorm warning. We were just going over the outlooks really quickly. You're in that moderate risk for tomorrow, so stay safe. So that new severe thunderstorm warning is south of Des Moines, Iowa, for quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. But I want to focus on these half-dollar size hail and 70-mile-per-hour wind storms near Springfield, Missouri, because that is extremely dangerous. Also, the thumbnail for this stream is the day 2 moderate risk for today, so I took it from yesterday. I will update that later, but nonetheless, it is still a moderate risk. Not our main priority right now. Lots of lightning from when these storms move through the Monette and Pierce City, Mount Vernon, Missouri area near Interstate 44. Because the moderate risk did expand a lot from how it once was yesterday. We also have this new severe thunderstorm warning near Columbus, Nebraska. Got a pretty large hail core on it. Also near Schuler and North Bend. So this is for 1-inch quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, but I would not be surprised to see them increase that to half-dollar size hail, or 1.25 inch is what that would be. So these next few days are going to be really big for severe weather. I would appreciate it if you all could subscribe, because it shows YouTube that you're enjoying my content and spreads it further into the algorithm, and that helps people stay aware, because we are providing life-saving information. So tomorrow I will unfortunately not be able to go live, but we should be here. I'd say we'll probably be live until at least 6:30 p.m. Central tonight. I know it's not that long, but something at least. We've been live for 15 minutes and 12 seconds. A little bit of live streaming is better than none. Those severe thunderstorm watches expire in an hour and 12 minutes for western Missouri, and the ones for western Iowa and eastern Nebraska for another 4 hours and 12 minutes. And this tornado watch stretching all the way from central Arkansas to northern Missouri is in effect for another 5 hours 11 minutes. Our other tornado watch in portions of eastern Louisiana and western Mississippi is in effect for another 4 hours and 11 minutes. So if you do have any questions for your specific location, please do not hesitate to ask. I will answer questions for anywhere in the country, but particularly the ones where they are seeing severe weather today, as that is our priority for coverage. But I would also like to mention that we have blizzard warnings in effect for portions of the South and North Dakota, Minnesota borders. So wintry mix tonight will turn to heavy snow early Saturday morning with blizzard conditions expected. 4 to 8 inches of snow and ice accumulations of up to 1 inch. So that can cause trees downed and icy roads and power outages. So do avoid travel if possible, and stay safe. We are still at 16 severe thunderstorm warnings, so that overlay is still up to date. Just for a second, we'll pull up our day 1 outlook so you can see that moderate risk stretches all the way from south of Jackson, Mississippi to the Des Moines, Iowa area east of Omaha, Nebraska. St. Louis right in the center of that. So if we read today's summary, there's a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms from the lower mid-Mississippi Valley into the lower Ohio Valley. Summary, a regional outbreak of severe thunderstorms is likely this afternoon through the area we just mentioned. Severe gusts 60 to 100 miles per hour. Those are intense gusts, so you could treat that like lower end tornado force. And scattered large hail up to baseball size all appear likely. If we look at the wording on tomorrow, hold on, got a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is near Fort Dodge, Iowa, for another 54 minutes, 60 mile per hour winds and 1 inch hail. But going back to that moderate risk, on our high risk tomorrow, there's very concerning wording, and it's not going to be a good situation. So if we go to tomorrow, there's a high risk of severe thunderstorms, the highest level 5 out of 5, in central/southern parts of Mississippi and Alabama. A tornado outbreak is likely, rather than a severe weather outbreak is possible, like they said today. Across the central Gulf Coast states and deep south into the Tennessee Valley, numerous significant tornadoes, some of which could be long track and potentially violent, are expected on Saturday afternoon and evening. So this is tomorrow, Saturday, March 15th. The most dangerous tornado threat should begin across eastern Louisiana and Mississippi during the late morning to afternoon tomorrow, spread across Alabama late day into the evening, and reach western parts of Florida, Panhandle, and Georgia Saturday night, which in the western Florida and Georgia Panhandle is where we have that moderate risk. But this high risk stretches from the Jackson, Mississippi area west and south to Hattiesburg, all the way north to Birmingham and Tuscaloosa, Fayette, and Jasper, Alabama. I have a feeling we will likely see that moderate risk shift a little bit, but that high risk is probably pretty spot on. But going back to coverage for today's moderate level 4 to 5 risk, we now have 17 severe thunderstorm warnings, so let me update our counter. Alright, got that back up to date. 17 severe thunderstorm warnings, 0 tornado warnings, 0 PDS tornado warnings, and 0 tornado emergency, but I don't feel like it's worthy putting a tornado emergency counter up there, as we'll probably only get 1 or 2 on the days where we do get one. But if we do get one, I can put it. Okay, there's our new radar scan. So that hail core is moving into the south part of Springfield, Missouri, along with that 70 mile per hour wind. So that's half dollar size hail and 70 mile per hour wind. So that is a very dangerous situation. So seek shelter on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, particularly away from windows, and avoid travel if possible along I-44 between Springfield, Missouri, all the way towards Marshfield. And if you are along the interstate near Marshfield, I suggest you pull over soon because it is coming your way. Once again, if you do have any questions for your area, please do not hesitate to ask. I will answer for any location, but particularly the areas being impacted by today and tomorrow's and even Sunday's severe weather threat. If you are new to the channel, try not to ask too often, but please do consider subscribing as it helps spread this information to more people in the YouTube algorithm. So even if you don't know anybody being impacted by this, you can help spread it to more people on YouTube looking for coverage. Tomorrow I will not be able to go live, but there will be many other weather enthusiasts and professional meteorologists live here on YouTube and on local TV stations covering this. And make sure you have multiple ways to receive alerts. So having multiple ways to receive alerts means not only having wireless emergency alerts enabled on your smartphone, but having a weather radio or TV broadcast or some way where you could receive it without internet or power access. Make sure you have not only a weather app, because a weather app notification will not wake you up. You need wireless emergency alerts, which will go off whether you have your ringer on or not. I know that on iPhone you can enable wireless emergency alerts by going to settings, going to notifications, scrolling to the bottom, and then there will be a government alerts section. Make sure you enable emergency alerts, public safety alerts, both of those. And then Amber Alerts and Test Alerts are not involved with severe weather broadcasts. But still handy to have those enabled as well. Oh, and there we go. Tornado warning for Springfield, Missouri. So, this tornado warning, the National Weather Service in Springfield, Missouri has issued a tornado warning for eastern Greene County and southwestern Missouri until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:55 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Batterfield, which is right by Springfield. So, I want to take a look at our velocity signature. There we go, got our overlay updated. 16 severe thunderstorm warnings, 17 actually, and 1 tornado warning. So if we take a look at the velocity on this on the right, you can certainly see that rotation. That is the most rotation that I have seen today. It is just east of Batterfield. You can see this rotation. I will go ahead and circle it on the radar right in here, east of Battlefield, south of Springfield, Missouri. You can see where the red is going away from the radar, and the green is going towards it. So that right in the middle of there is where that is rotating. So on the right, on the velocity, you can see where it is rotating. We are now up to 18 severe thunderstorm warnings, so I'll get our overlay updated. 18 severe thunderstorm warnings. That's what severe warnings means, severe thunderstorm warnings, and 1 tornado warning currently. Also make sure for the best quality stream, you go to settings and then quality. And if you're on mobile, hit advanced. Otherwise, either hit 720p or 1080p. Those two will be the best. When you get down to 480p, it starts to look more blurry. I believe the max for this stream is 720p or 1080p, and it should be in 60 frames for a smoother experience. So, we're going to keep an eye on this tornado warning near Springfield. It's in effect until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Alright, so on that latest scan, that rotation near West Weaver Road near Battlefield, Missouri, still rotating. And a severe thunderstorm warning just issued to the south and east of that. So we are now up, still at 18 severe thunderstorm warnings. One of them has been dropped. Likely up in Iowa where their storms are moving out, or Nebraska. But the main storms right now are passing through the Springfield, Missouri area as we speak. So this tornado warning goes all the way towards Fair Grove and Stratford, Missouri, Marshfield. If you are south of Fairgrove, be sure to be ready to seek shelter. If you are north, probably not the biggest concern, but No-Go, Stratford, Northview along I-44, this will eventually be making its way towards you over the next 30 to 45 minutes. And a new severe thunderstorm warning stretching all the way from Crane, Missouri to Mansfield. That one is for golf ball size hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds, so that is considerable. You can see on the right that big hail core near Highlandville, Hurley, and McCorvin. So be sure you are seeking shelter away from windows on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. But we are going to focus on our current tornado warning. So now down to 16 severe thunderstorm warnings and 1 tornado warning. There you go. Overlay has been updated. So I want to go over how rotation looks on radar. I am going to circle this, do a demonstration. So we're going to go to single view. Okay, there's that new scan for reflectivity. But on the velocity, right in here, where I circle in the white, that's the rotation. And where you see all this red, that's going away from the radar. That's wind going away from the radar towards the south. And then the green is the wind going closer. And then it's rotating there. So if you are just tuning in, we are live covering severe weather. If you do find this helpful, please consider liking the stream or subscribing to the channel, as it does help spread the message to more people. But there is that rotation. That is near North Nicholas Road and West Weaver Road, south of Springfield, Missouri, just to the east of Battlefield, near the River Cut Golf Course. Be sure you are seeking shelter on the lowest floor of a sturdy building away from windows and in an interior room such as a hallway or closet. This tornado warning is in effect for another 28 minutes until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Sorry about that loud feedback noise from the microphone. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. If you do have any questions for your location, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm happy to answer for anywhere, but preferably the areas that will be impacted by our severe weather today through Sunday. Now up to 18 severe warnings again and 1 tornado warning. The highest I've seen us get to today is, well, only 1 tornado warning at a time and 21 severe thunderstorm warnings, I believe. And that was around when we started the stream, the 21 severe thunderstorm warnings at once. But it looks like they've canceled some of those smaller polygons and made it into one big one for many of those areas. Unfortunately, I probably will not be live for much longer, but we will wait for this tornado warning to move through the Springfield, Missouri area. I wish I could be live longer, but I do have some stuff to do, so I will not be able to be live for that long. So this is currently our velocity signature. This rotation is near Nixa and Battlefield, Missouri, where I have circled in white right over here. We've been focusing on the Springfield area for a while with that tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's go ahead and switch back to our high resolution velocity, and we'll look at some of those other severe thunderstorm warnings. I want to check on the Iowa area, where we do now have some considerable severe thunderstorm warnings stretching from west of Omaha, Nebraska, all the way to east of Des Moines, Iowa. Some gnarly hail near Colfax, Iowa. So this severe thunderstorm warning is only 1-inch quarter-size hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. But if National Weather Service Springfield will give their hail core ping pong ball size hail, then this should be like 2-inch hail warned, at least 1.75-inch ping pong ball size. So it also has a 70-mile-per-hour damage wind threat. So please be sure you are seeking shelter on the lowest floor of a sturdy building and away from windows, preferably in a hallway or room such as a closet. We are now up to 20 severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's see if we can break our record of 21 for today. Also, our like goal for the stream is 10 likes. We are currently at 7. Please do try to help out, or at least consider it. There you go. Overlay updated to 20 severe thunderstorm warnings and 1 tornado warning still. Let's check on some of our central Missouri severe thunderstorm warnings near Jefferson City. So near California, Missouri, considerable severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch quarter-size hail, probably appropriate for that hail core, and 70-mile-per-hour wind threat. So that is a considerable severe thunderstorm warning in effect for another 23 minutes until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That hail core south of Ozark, Missouri, and south of Springfield is getting really crazy. That will eventually move up along Interstate 44. Let's check on our velocity to see that rotation in the Springfield area. It is moving through Fremont Hills and Nixa near Battlefield. So we will keep an eye on that. That tornado warning is in effect for another 22 minutes until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Springfield. That includes Missouri State University. So our last velocity scan was 7 minutes ago. This is 7 minutes ago, so we need to get a new one soon. I might try to refresh our radar omega, or I'll try to pull it up on mobile off screen, and we'll take a look at that. So taking a look at it on my phone. Oh, there are reports of 1-inch hail, 1.2-inch hail in the Springfield area. That tornado warning also has 1.5-inch ping pong ball size hail on it. I will be right back, everybody. Just a second. Please bear with me. I will keep the radar on velocity in the Springfield area. I'll actually put a split screen with velocity and reflectivity. Reflectivity is on the left, velocity is on the right. So I will be right back, everyone. Before I be right back, there is that new scan of rotation near Nixa and Battlefield, Ozark, Missouri, south of Springfield. So we will keep an eye on that, but I will be right back, everybody. Alright, everyone, we are back. Thank you for sticking with me. A new severe thunderstorm warning along portions of I-44, which we have been talking about, with a tornado possible tag, ping pong ball, 1.5-inch size hail, and a damage threat of considerable for 70-mile-per-hour winds. So be sure you're seeking shelter on the lowest floor of a sturdy building, away from windows. So we are now still at 1 tornado warning, and we've broken our record today of 21 severe thunderstorm warnings. We are now at 22. So I'm going to get our overlay updated. Not 23, 22. And there you go. So if you are enjoying, please do consider subscribing to the channel, as even if you do not know anybody being impacted by these severe weather events, you can help spread the word to more people. I think our craziest storm right now is south of Springfield, Missouri, where there is rotation for a tornado warning and ping pong ball size hail up to 2 inches possible, I believe. It's only warned for 1.75, but I think it's possible that it's larger than that. So we are going to continue to keep an eye on this for as long as I can stay live. This is a significant lightning producer near Ozark, Missouri, south of Springfield. Lots of lightning around that hail core currently occurring just south by a couple miles of where that rotation is. If you do have any questions for your location, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm happy to answer for anywhere, but particularly for those areas that will be impacted by today's severe weather, tomorrow's severe weather, the biggest severe weather event of this weekend, likely, and then Sunday. I want to go over our severe weather outlooks really quickly, so I'm going to turn off the radar and let's disable weather alerts along with power outages. So if we take a look at today's day 1 severe weather outlook, a moderate risk all the way from south of Jackson, Mississippi to the Des Moines, Iowa area. Level 4 out of 5 risk. Tomorrow, our first high risk since May 6th, 2024. A high risk from the Jackson and Hattiesburg, Mississippi area all the way to east of Birmingham, Alabama, and north of Tuscaloosa. This will be our biggest severe weather event of the weekend and our biggest one of 2025 so far. And then on day 3, we have a slight risk stretching from the Florida Panhandle all the way through southern Maryland and the Washington, D.C. area. So let's turn our weather alerts back on. Also, those shaded boxes you can see were power outages. If we go over the current power outages, county outages, you can see in the Texas-Oklahoma Panhandle, lots of power outages, counties with 50% of customers without power, and then in eastern Kansas and western Missouri as well. Lynn County, Kansas, with 78% without power, and Harmon County, Oklahoma, with 91.3% without power, so that's not good. That tornado warning has now been condensed in effect for another 14 minutes until 6:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. It is moving into the area where we said it was moving, so we had a good call on that, but it was pretty easy to tell. And that tornado warning is that red polygon. We are currently at, let's see how many warnings. My overlay says 22 severe warnings and 1 tornado warning. We are now down to 18 severe thunderstorm warnings. So I will get that updated. Okay. 18 severe warnings now, and 1 tornado warning remain in effect. We have been live for 43 minutes and 48 seconds. If you are enjoying, please do consider helping me out and subscribing to the channel. After this tornado warning expires, we will likely have to go, maybe even within a few minutes, but at least we were able to provide some coverage for a few folks. Right now we got 3 viewers, and at least for a little bit. If you are new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It does help spread the message of these severe weather events to more people. And I recommend you all have multiple ways to receive weather alerts. Find somebody who you can get coverage from tomorrow, as I will not be able to go live. If you have any questions, even while I'm not live or uploading videos, always feel free to ask in my comment section, as I do typically reply. You can comment on my latest community posts or videos or anything, and I will get a notification of it. But that rotation does look to be loosening, but not gone yet, with those severe thunderstorms along Interstate 44. Does look like it will have to go in just 2 or 3 minutes, so I want to go over our severe thunderstorm warnings. Severe thunderstorm warnings all the way near Rogers, Arkansas through Des Moines, Iowa. All of these have at least 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail, with the most severe being south of Springfield, Missouri for 1.75 inch, even to 2. It's only 1 for 1.75, but I'd say 2-inch hail possible, which is ping pong ball size, south of Springfield, Missouri, where that tornado warning is. Currently 1 tornado warning, 18 severe thunderstorm warnings, as you can see on our overlay over here. So with that, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope this coverage was helpful to you all, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace out. Peace. Wait, we gotta try that again so that it'll, like, the sound will continue to lens. Peace.